Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are giving my living room a little bit of a refresh. It's definitely overdue and it's just in time for spring and summer. I'd like to thank Sofatica for sponsoring today's video. Later on, I'll be sharing a little bit more about Sofatica and their luxury modular sofas. It's going to be a fun video, so make sure you stick around. I've really been wanting to make some subtle but minor changes to our living room. It's definitely overdue for a little bit of refreshing. And when I say refreshing, I feel like it doesn't really need like a whole huge overhaul, but simple small changes can make a huge difference. And I would say one of the first things to make your space feel refreshed is definitely get it clean, and that means like floors and baseboards, get it smelling good, open all the windows. We have 2 dogs in the house, so our house can tend to smell like a dog, so getting some fresh air in, getting those cleaners out, it really makes a huge difference in just how your overall house smells, and that will make it feel a lot better too. Cleaning the draperies and blinds is also a big thing. They can hold a lot of dust and smells, so getting those refreshed and clean. Also using like a fabric softener or something that makes them smell really good will also carry on through the house as well. So once I got the base of my cleaning done, I could not wait to unbox my sofa. So this is one of 5 boxes and I was super excited to see what these sofas are like. So Sofatica reached out and wanted us to try their luxury modular sofa, and so I actually measured it out into my living room before ordering it just to make sure it would fit, because they look so big in their pictures, and it was like a perfect fit with the measurements in our living room. So everything arrives in these boxes depending on which sofa you choose. Ours came in 5 boxes and it's definitely packed very, very well, I have to say. Definitely all packed in there and it's very snug, but I was able to get everything unpacked and put together all by myself. It was a little bit of work, but I did do it all by myself, minus a little bit of help from my 4-legged friends. So like I said, everything comes packed in really tight and then you basically put it all together yourself. The plus side to this is that the shipping is super fast. My sofa arrived just a few days after I'd ordered it. So you can see in the back there, as I unpacked all these boxes, I would leave everything in the middle of the box that was like upside down, so it would kind of just simplify things and keep things contained. So this was the last box, and then the couch was starting to take shape. I do like that everything came in like bags, and because we chose the white, I definitely appreciated the bags because I was so nervous to get anything dirty while I was trying to set everything up. So I really love that. So this is basically putting together the frame of the sofa. So there are like a couple little things, putting that little Velcro cover on, and then this is the base of the sofa that goes right in front of the window. So they have like little sticker type things that show you where each piece or part goes, so it makes it really simple. And this will be the part that your back rests on, so this will go up against the wall. Like I said, it's very easy to tell where each piece goes. And then there's also the little tiny kind of peg legs that go on the very bottom, so it doesn't sit completely flat on the ground. It does have little legs that I will assemble in a few minutes. Also, the color of the fabric that is on the boxes will not be the color that you choose for the sofa. So there is a cover, and because everything can be removed and be washed, which is super nice, but I did have a little bit of a freak out moment when I opened the box and saw this kind of like yellowy type color. It's just the fabric that goes on the boxes that goes underneath the cover, if that makes sense. So don't freak out. So you can see here I am putting the cover on that box, and this was one of my favorite attributes about Sofatica, is that everything can be removed, where a lot of couches, the only thing that can be removed is like the cushions, but you can remove the cover to the whole entire thing. So if something gets spilled on the back of the couch, like, you don't have to take it to a cleaner or have a cleaner come in. You can literally take it apart, throw it all in the wash, and it comes out super, super clean. And with a home with kids and pets, and our golden retriever does get on the couch, I am not gonna lie. That was just a huge selling point for me. So everything was fairly easy to put together, and I was able to follow the directions, which I didn't even really need up to a certain point. I was able to figure out everything on my own. So this is the underside of the cover that goes over the whole like frame. And like I said, everything can be taken off so it can be washed. It has like a little netting type thing on the bottom that you zip. So it is very flexible. It's not super, super tight to get off and on, which I have also had in the past. But this was really easy. So once I got the covers put on, there are 4 little legs that go on the corners of each little box piece. So I put those on. They're kind of a darker wood. And I will be completely honest, the white color is very white. It is like bright white. And I really like it. I think it's really pretty. However, if I knew that it was going to be this white, I may have gone with the beige color just to get a little bit more length of time without having to wash it so much. But that is the beauty of Sofatica, is that everything can be washed. So I'm just not sure how much I'm going to have to wash it, because we have pets and kids, and we'll see. So I'm going to be putting my rug back down every now and then. I like to take my rug out and give it a really good wash. I just use very simple like laundry detergent and a scrub brush outside. Even the power washer works really well. I have made a video on this before, but it is super simple, and then I just hang dry it on some of the outdoor furniture and it dries really fast. So I am reconnecting all of the pieces. There are, you can see right there on the bottom, there are some little connectors that keep the whole sofa all together so the pieces don't shift individually, which I hate. So those little connectors, you don't have to put them on, but I absolutely love them. It just keeps everything in one solid sofa piece. Also on the fronts and the backs, some of the fabric will look a little bit kind of wrinkled, and there is a really nice little Velcro addition that works well with the fabric that is on the boxes. And so once you take that off, it Velcros to the box and it gets rid of all the wrinkles. It makes everything really tight and it looks very, very clean. There are also additional pieces that you can add. They include those. You can add them to your cushions, and that also Velcros with the box as well. So the cushions stay nice and stuck on the boxes, and they don't slide around and shift around. It keeps everything in place and looking really nice, which I love. Another little refresh I'm going to do to the living room are these frames. So I've had these frames for a really long time. They're kind of like a dark walnut color, and I wanted to put some fresh pictures. So I just go to Walgreens, and I think you can get any size. Walgreens makes it really easy, and they are ready really, really quick. I mean, within like 2 hours, they can have them ready for you. So I love to do that for my pictures. And I also forgot to click the little black and white button. I always love black and white pictures. They just look so timeless and classic, but I forgot to hit the button this time, so we'll go with what we have. These are some of my newest favorites. We took a little trip to Santa Cruz with the kids and it was just really, really special. We all had a blast and the weather was perfect. It was a really fun little weekend. So I love these pictures. And what is a new couch without a few new little pillows and some new additions? You guys know that I hate buying pillows as like in the full pillows. I like to just buy the pillow covers or pillowcases. I find that doing it that way, you're able to save a little bit more money and it makes it easier into swapping things out, but it's also less to store because storing pillows takes a lot more space than just folding pillowcases. I found these online. I think it was from Wayfair and they were the Amber Louis Laloy and they were a really good price. So I will link them if you guys are interested in those. These have very neutral colors. They kind of look a little pinkish in the video, but they're more of like a brownish, and then they have a tiny bit of that darker blue in there as well. And those darker blue ones are from Amazon. I can link those as well. I thought it would be a nice little kind of pop, something a little bit different than we normally have. And then I'm just adding this little throw blanket. It's very old and from years and years ago. I am keeping my coffee table. I love this coffee table. It is also from Wayfair. It is still available, so I'll link that for you guys too. But as I always say, cleaning will make everything feel so refreshed and feel good, smell good. And I think that is the biggest thing to refreshing a space, is just cleaning it really, really well. And I know there is a huge divide in when you light a candle when you're cleaning your space. So do you light the candle before you start cleaning, or do you light the candle after you start cleaning? It's always different. So I love making candles. I had to have something a little bit refreshed and new, so I did a really fun lavender type scent, and I wanted to include some of the lavender that I've recently harvested from my garden. That little bundle, I was so proud. Those are also my sweet peas, but I was so proud of that little lavender bundle that I got. So I'm gonna add some of these little lavender pieces right into the top, just for a little aesthetic, something extra. It looks so cute. I love it. So while this candle is settling and curing, sometimes they take a couple days, but I'm also very impatient. I just want to light them right away. It is best to let them settle for a few days. So I'm going to start working on this coffee table. I'm going to start by placing some coffee table books. I love these by Alabaster. They're really pretty books of the Bible, so they kind of pull double duty. You get your word in, but then you also get the beautiful photos and the aesthetic as well. And then I'm also going to use this marble tray I found on Amazon. I love that it's a little bit smaller size, so it's perfect for like a little candle. You could even put your remotes. It's a great size and adds some interest and a nice little addition to something like this. And I'm going to be adding my houseplant in there as that little third piece. You could also do some fresh branches outside. I always love olive branches, but I didn't want to walk all the way outside and go get them, so the houseplant is nice. It feels a little fresh and adds some greenery. But so I love how everything feels very refreshed and renewed. It's not a total overhaul, but it just feels a little different, and it feels, like I said, refreshed. It feels new again, but it still feels clean. We will see how this white holds up with my kids and my pets. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous, but I'm sure everything will be fine. but so far I am very impressed with Sofatica. The shipping was so fast. It was relatively easy to put together. The sofa is very, very plush. It is 100% goose down, which I really love because you just kind of sink into it like a cloud. It is very nice. It's a lot bigger than our other couch and gives us a little bit more space to stretch out as a family, which I love. So let me know your thoughts. Drop all of your best tips and tricks or favorite products to use with a white sofa. Also, let me know any projects or anything that you're working on for a spring or summer refresh. It is the perfect time to get those projects done. I'd love to hear about them. I hope this video helped you in some way, and I'm so glad that you found it. And with that, we will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.